Where to find voiceover opportunities in each genre, Part 3. To set the stage, it was a challenge posted by our admin and fellow voiceover talent, Cadden. He said at this stage in his career, he's having trouble finding work in each of the genres. Or rather, the biggest challenge that he's facing is where to find the opportunities, how to find the work, and who to search for to market to. So we figured, we're helping him? Let's help you too. So if you haven't seen part 1 or part 2, I'll link it in the notes so you can go back and watch that. Definitely worth it. Part 1, we focused on e-learning, museum tours, radio imaging, and toys. Part 2, just a couple weeks ago, on audiobooks, dubbing, in-show narration, and everyone's favorite, video games. And in this one, we're all about the animation, commercials, IVR, and promo. So let's get to it. Ready to go? Here we go. Animation. Where do you find those opportunities? Agents. Now, there may be some outliers, but the majority of opportunities that come through animation are coming through agents, especially the big projects. Now, Heidi and I have heard directly from Disney casting directors say that they attend stand-up comedy shows, improv performances, and theatrical productions just to scout for new talent, which is a great reminder that we should all be working on different areas in the creative fields just to keep our skills sharpened. And now, due to technology advancements and the ease in which you can create animation, you may actually be able to find independent projects via online casting sites or by word of mouth. Now, how to find them? While there are agents in Atlanta and other regions that can bring you opportunities, you will get more animation opportunities from LA and New York agents. Question perked up, do you need an animation demo? Well, it definitely would be helpful, but it's not necessarily always required. It's definitely helpful to showcase your talent if you have one. It just highlights your range of characters, and that's to get you in the door. But agents, once you get on board, they'll start sending you auditions, which is a great reminder that we need to continue to train to stay on top of our game, just for when those opportunities arise. Back to the demo. Needing one, that may be changing. But when it comes to agents, if you have a solid commercial demo and you could just let them know that you're actually training in animation, they may still send you opportunities. Now, who to search for or market to? Most large animation studios have in-house or freelance casting directors, and most of those casting directors exclusively use agents. They will occasionally look for talent elsewhere, like Disney's casting directors, but the best way to get to them is through an agent. And unless you have a really unique accent or voice that stands out, animation is pretty competitive. So the best way to book an animation job is to be on with a great agent. Create relationships with any casting directors if they do any workouts or whatnot, along with agents. And this should go without saying, continue to train. I haven't used this analogy in a while, but if you think of our craft like professional sports, professional players at the top of their game, they still continue to train. Should we do any different? Invest in yourself. Get training, whether it's here or elsewhere. And on that tip, if you'd like to train in animation or video games, check out our animation and video game class with Ariana Ratner. I'll put the link in the notes. Next up, commercials. Where do you find opportunities? Number 1, agents. Number 2, studio rosters. And 3, online casting sites. Now, when I say studio rosters, I mean recording studios like Atlanta Voiceover Studio will have voiceover talent rosters. And when they get clients and get auditions, they send it out to their roster. If you've signed up for our email newsletter, there's a link in there that you can click. I'll link that in the notes. When it comes to studio rosters, don't expect a heavy quantity, but the more rosters you can get onto throughout the country, the better. We found that these opportunities tend to pop up at just the right times. And the best way that we found to tackle studio rosters is to simply start in one geographical location. Search city recording or voiceover studios, and then you can input the city. And once they pop up, make sure you check their websites. Often, if they do have a roster, they'll have a form to fill out or give instructions on how to submit. When it comes to online casting sites, those are pretty straightforward. You pay a yearly fee, you get auditions. The top sites are Voice123, and if you do decide you want to join Voice123, I've got a 15% off link in the notes for you. Voices.com is another platform, though there are some caveats that come with that one. And Bidalgo.com, that's a solid online platform. Now, there are a bunch of other online platforms. Anyone that you get on, you simply have to watch the rates. And if you're non-union, go buy the GVAA rate guide. You don't want to do voiceover for $5 a holler. Know your worth. Know your rates. Now, who to market or search for? When connecting with people in charge of hiring talent for commercials, you need to search for creative directors or producers. Sometimes, for smaller companies, someone from the marketing department may be in charge of hiring voiceover talent for projects. There are also production companies that will directly hire talent, and most of the time these are small to mid-sized production companies. And like I was saying earlier, whether you're trying to get agents or you're trying to get clients, you need to hone your craft. So if you're trying to figure out your real, authentic you when you try to audition or get into sessions, and just don't feel like you have it yet, we've got a great class for that, as well as a workout. It's Steve Henderson's Character of You class, and once you go through that, you could go through the Character of You workout, which is simply just a one-off, just to stay sharp. It's a great class to take in case you're simply not feeling like you're bringing your authentic self to any audition. It's one of our most popular classes, and it helps you bring the real you to every audition and session. I'll link it in the notes. Third on the list today, IVR. Where do you find IVR opportunities? Online casting sites and company rosters. Now, when it comes to Heidi, most of the IVR she's booked has come through word of mouth. She's also done IVR for Redfin because she's done a bunch of their commercials.
We built the Redfin app to help you win, with every detail designed to get you into your dream home fast.
For me, because I'm the voice of Warby Parker,
we started Warby Parker to make glasses more affordable.
And they've used me on so many commercials over the years, they decided to remain consistent and bring me on board for IVR as well. Love working with that company. Now, we've had other IVR jobs, but those have mostly come through agents, and typically because we've done commercials. So now, how do you get those IVR opportunities? If you want to search for IVR companies, what you're going to look for is On Hold Marketing, Interactive Voice Response Production Company, or IVR Production Company. The most efficient way to look for the person who hires voiceover talent for these types of opportunities is to simply look on LinkedIn. Look up the company on LinkedIn, and once you do, hit that scroll button and look through the employees. Sometimes the role can be as straightforward as voice manager. Oh, and as you're doing all this, I know I probably don't have to tell you, but it's a great thing to keep a spreadsheet of all the information that you find. And finally, our fourth genre today, promo. Where do you find promo opportunities? Agents. Between Heidi and I, we've only heard of one person who's actually booked a decent promo gig through online casting sites, but that was 7 years ago. So I'm not saying it couldn't happen. Lightning can always strike. But when it comes to the good thing of booking things, I don't want to wait for that lightning strike. We're not saying it couldn't happen, but most TV, promo, and movie trailers
In a world.
In a world.
World. World.
World. In a world.
In a world.
In a world. Well,
are going to be booked through agents, exclusively. However, like anything, there's always a caveat. That's not to say taking workshops with promo or movie trailer casting directors couldn't help. And if you're a standout talent, they may refer you to an agent. That's the cool thing about this. You never know what's going to happen. And don't think that it's always going to be bad. You never know when something good is going to happen in your life, especially in voiceover. So I hope you walk away from these 3-part videos just feeling empowered about your voiceover career. There is still a lot of opportunity in voiceover, but quite honestly, real talk,
you can't be lazy.
this is a business. Get your business hat on. Do the work. Yes, you got to train, but you also have to work on the business side. Sometimes it does take a little work to find it, but it's out there. So take that step. Move forward one step at a time. I'll have everything linked in the notes, and if you need me, I'm always here. Feel free to reach out. Atlanta Voiceover Studio and ProVoiceoverTraining.com exists to equip, elevate, and inspire you in your voiceover journey. Our goal is to bring you the resources you need to create the voiceover career you want. Cheers to your voiceover success.